Hello dear students, today we will see another experiment based on the topic Ohm's law. In this arrangement we will see that how we get an expression and relationship between the current, potential difference and the resistance across the circuit. So this is the practical arrangement for this Ohm's law circuit. Materials required for this experiment is a battery eliminator, a voltmeter, an ammeter, a rheostat, that is a variable resistance wherein we can vary the value by moving this jockey. We have this unknown resistance and a switch. Let us look into the connection. So here we have this battery eliminator, which is a DC output. It is labeled over here. So this is a DC output, and this could be adjusted from the range of 0 volt to 12 volt. Okay, this is the rating. This battery eliminator converts an AC current into DC current. Okay, so we can say that if here we have 4 volt of this knob, it is pointing at 4 volt, then we will say that 220 volt of AC supply is converted into 4 volt of DC supply. If I move this at 6 volt, then we will say that 220 volt of AC supply is converted by this battery eliminator to 6 volt of DC supply. So this is our DC output, right? So here I am just fixing it at 2 volt right now, or 4 volt. It's better to have 4 volt. So the connection is the current is passing as soon as we switch on the battery. The current will start to move through this circuit, and this is typically a closed circuit, right? So positive terminal of this battery eliminator is connected to the positive end of this voltmeter. The current is passing through the voltmeter to the ammeter, through the ammeter to this rheostat, then to the key, and finally back into the battery. Okay, here we have this unknown resistance, and through this experiment we are intent to find out that what is the value of this unknown resistance. We don't know the value of this because every wire is having some resistance. So what is the resistance of this wire, that we will find out through this experiment. Now this volt is always connected in parallel with the resistance. So this is our resistance, and voltmeter is connected in parallel to this resistance. Okay, see here, you can check it yourself that we have shorted this wire, and these two are connected parallelly. Okay, now from here, ammeter, rheostat, switch and battery, these all apparatus are typically connected in series. So this is a series combination, and see, while switching on, the 4 volt supply will start to move through the circuit, all through around the circuit, and we only want the value of this resistance. That is why whatever voltage will be shown on this voltmeter, voltage drop I should say, so that voltage drop will be only for this wire, okay, for this unknown resistance. Okay, now here we will put on the switch. Let's switch on the battery eliminator, and now you can see here, as soon as we switch on this switch of this battery, the current will start to flow through this circuit, and the same direction of the current we will follow up here. We will vary the resistance because this is the movable. We will vary the knob of this resistance, and we can see there is variation in this ammeter and voltmeter. Okay, so at this particular position, the reading of the current is at the least point. The pointer is pointing at the least value of this ammeter. So in this rheostat, when this knob is placed at this point, so this point is offering the maximum resistance, that is the highest value of the resistance is at this particular point. So maximum resistance, current is minimum, right? Now if I am decreasing the resistance increases the current. You can see the here, right? You can relate it. Okay, let me do it again. So this is maximum resistance, current is minimum. I'm minimizing the resistance, current is increasing, right? This we have understood how this resistance and current is related. One is increasing, the other quantity is decreasing. Resistance is decreasing, current has got increased, right? Now let us see that what happens to this voltmeter and this ammeter, potential difference and current, how do they vary. So you see here, at this particular, this is the needle where it is pointing in the voltmeter, and here the needle of this ammeter. Decreasing the resistance, what happens? You see, voltage is increasing, current is also increasing. Okay, so here the increase in the value of potential difference as well as corresponding current, both are seen together. Simultaneously they are decreasing and increasing. Let me show you slowly. So both are increasing, both are decreasing simultaneously. So here we have seen that if voltage is increasing, then corresponding current is also increasing through the circuit, and that states the Ohm's law. Ohm's law states that under similar physical condition, the potential difference across the circuit is directly proportional to the current supply, or we can say that the strength of the direct current is directly proportional to the potential difference, and it is inversely proportional to the resistance of the wire. Okay, so now let us begin our observation by taking several readings. We can take readings by varying this resistance, so same I will be doing here. So let us begin our observation by taking these readings. I am going to vary this value of this rheostat in order to get several readings. I will start from the minimum value of this current. So right now I am adjusting the needle of this ammeter at 0.25, and for 0.25 of the current, this is at 0.25, for this the corresponding potential difference is, this is 0.75. It is almost in between 1 and 0.5, so this is 0.75. I am just noting down this observation. Now for our second reading, I am moving this knob and I am adjusting this current at 0.5. So for 0.5 amperes current, our voltmeter reading is 1.5. Okay, approximately it is 1.5. We can repeat the observation, and we have to take at least 4 different readings. I have taken only 3 for the calculation purpose. So here is our observation table. This is voltmeter reading, this is ampere reading. Okay, in ampere, ammeter reading in ampere, voltmeter reading in volts. And here we can calculate this resistance also. For 0.25 of the current, the corresponding value for the voltmeter was 0.75. For 0.5 of the current, potential difference was 1.5, and for 0.75 ampere of current, potential difference turns out to be 2.25 volt. We know from the Ohm's law that potential difference is directly proportional to the current. Okay, we can remove this proportionality sign with this equality sign by introducing a constant. So here we can introduce a constant, and that will be R. Okay, so R is our constant. We will see how this comes out to be a constant, and in order to find out expression for resistance, we have to take the ratio of potential difference and current. Okay, so when we divide potential difference with current, that gives out our resistance. Here we will do the same. So ratio of potential difference and current. Let us take what is R1. Okay, I mean resistance for this reading. So our V is 0.75. So here I am doing the calculation, 0.75 upon I is 0.25. This is our 3 ohm. So R1 is 3 ohm. For our second reading, here we will have R2 will be equal to V. V is how much? 1.5, and for this the value for the current was 0.5. This will also give you 3 ohm. Okay, and R3 resistance for this value this reading, this will be V, that is 2.25 divided by 0.75, and this also is 3 ohm. So here we got to know that in our observation resistance was constant, right? And that has been verified through Ohm's law also. If we vary the voltage, current also increases simultaneously. Increasing the voltage will increase the current, right? Because these two are directly proportional. But constant resistance will always remain a constant. Okay. Whenever we have two physical quantities, that is V and I, potential difference and current, directly proportional to each other, dependent upon each other, we can have the physical representation through a graph. Okay, so we can plot a graph also for this observation. This is our graph paper on which I am going to plot our observation which we have recorded. So this is our reading, and the same I am going to plot on this graph. Okay, so in this graph, this is the voltage versus current graph. Alright, so on this x-axis we have taken the current in ampere. In the y-axis I have taken potential difference in volt. Let us plot the points. According to the observation, we have the very first reading as 0.75, to which the corresponding current is 0.25, right? This I am going to find here, and which I have already highlighted. So 0.75, this is the point for the potential difference. Okay, as you can check by yourself, 0.75, for the current 0.25. So this is our first point. The second point is 1.5, and for which the current is 0.5. So in this y-axis, the potential difference is 1.5, which is over here, and 0.5, which is over here. So this is the point where these two axes meet each other. So this is our second point. Our third observation is 2.25, 0.75. So 2.25, this is our 2.25, right? And for which the current is 0.75. Okay, so current is 0.75, 2.25. This is our third point. Fine. And I have taken one more reading to make this graph not to look so clumsy. So this is 3 and 1. So 3 is over this point, and 1 is here on this x-axis. Okay, so 1 and 3, these 2 points are meeting each other at this particular point. So this is our fourth coordinate. Okay, when we match all these points, this all 4 points should originate from the origin, that is 0. We will find a straight line. Okay, so this is a linear graph. The nature of the graph is linear, and this satisfies the Ohm's law also. The graph between voltage and current is a straight line passing through the origin. The nature of the graph for the Ohm's law states, whenever we plot the graph, it should be a straight line, that is, which represents, this linear nature of the graph represents that voltage is directly proportional to the current. If this is increasing, then current will also increase. Also, the ratio of voltage and current is constant for the conductor and gives its resistance. If we find the slope of this graph, that will also give the value graphically, and that should be also 3 ohm that we have found from the observation. So graphically also we will try to find out the same result. So in order to find out the slope, we will draw a triangle on this line, okay, by taking any 2 points. So I am taking this point and this point, and I will join these 2 points vertically and horizontally in order to find out the slope. So I am going to join the 2 points vertically and horizontally in order to make the slope of this graph. So this is our delta V, this is our delta I. For small value we always use delta, and the name of this triangle is A, B, C. Let us find out the slope. Okay, so R will be delta V upon delta I. Okay, so what is delta V? Delta V is our the greater value, that is 3 volt, minus this is our 1.5. Foot of this graph, foot of this line is at 1.5. So 1.5 volt divided by delta I. So this base is delta I, and here we have 1. So 1 ampere minus here we have 0.5 ampere. So here we will have 1.5 volt divided by 0.5 ampere. On reducing it to standard form, this will lead to 3 volt per ampere, that is 3 ohm. So graphically also we got the resistance equal to 3 ohm. Fine. So from the graph we found that the slope of the straight line, okay, which gives us the resistance of the conductor, and our result should be written in the conclusion part, that the resistance of the conductor we have used is equal to 3 ohm. Fine. So this is all about the graph that we have plotted here, and this is voltage versus current graph. So this was all about this experiment. We have seen how to verify, how to find out the relation between potential difference and the current. How do they relate to each other? If we increased the potential difference, then the current was also increasing, which satisfied that voltage is directly dependent upon the current across the circuit, and this has been stated in the Ohm's law statement also. We have also understood how to plot the graph and verified also the relation between the potential difference, current and the resistance. So this was all about this experiment. See you all in my next video. Thank you.